I would like to welcome you to Athens, Greece. This play is about two cousins named Arcite and Palamon who fall in love with me while being locked up in a tower. I really don't know why they fell in love with me. I mean, I'm just an ordinary girl. Besides the fact that I'm beautiful, the daughter of Duke Theseus, the best person in the kingdom. Shall I go on? Anyways, Arcite gets free from the tower and becomes my servant. Meanwhile, Palamon is trapped in the tower. Palamon somehow finds a way to get out of the tower and sneaks into the woods to find me. On his journey to find me, he runs into someone. Can you guess who? Yep, that's right. It's Arcite. Arcite and Palamon's fighting over me was getting out of control. So my dad, Duke Theseus, stepped in to figure this whole mess out. My father decides to settle their dispute with a jousting match. Who will win? Let's wait and find out.
A long time ago, there was a big war against an evil duke named Theseus. There were two brave cousins, Arcite and Palamon, who fought alongside one another. Unfortunately, Arcite and Palamon were quickly defeated. Duke Theseus captured them and brought them to his dungeons. They shared one tiny cell with one very tiny window.
Always the same view from this shrunken window. Never anything but the flowers in the garden, servants.
Well, at least you have something to look at. Give me the stool. It's my turn.
You always say that. Give me a bit longer.
You're such a greedy person. You've had it for hours now. There's nothing for me to do, think, or look at.
Oh my, I spot a lady, a beautiful lady. I wonder who she is.
It was Lady Emily, picking flowers in the palace garden.
What a beautiful day. What a beautiful garden. Don't I look beautiful in it?
Although Palamon had just seen her, he immediately fell in love with her.
Do you believe in love at first sight, cousin?
I believed in a lot of things before we were locked in this horrible tower.
Well, you should change your mind now, because I've fallen madly in love with the lady I see before me. She can't possibly be real. She must be an angel.
Calm down, wise guy. Let me see.
How lovely these flowers are. Well, not as beautiful as me, but nice enough.
OMG, she's the love of my life. I have never seen a more beautiful lady in all of my travels.
How dare you make eyes at my true love?
Your love, she's my love.
No way, I already called dibs.
I love her the most. She's mine to have, not yours.
Are you mocking my very existence by claiming my future wife as your own? How dare you?
How is this about you and your existence?
Their arguing became louder and louder until John the jailer couldn't help but check on them.
What's with all this yelling? I finally managed to sit down as close to this set of boys. Medieval. Medieval edition. And I think I just in a screen sleeve. Honestly, whenever I get families in the same cells, it's always a problem. What is this poor news about anyway?
Her!
The lovely lady Emily, she's an old Duke Theseus, as if either one of you could stand a chance with her.
Well, I'm still never speaking to you again, you piece of sheep's horn.
Good, I never want to speak to you again either. I wish you went away and never came back.
Well, then your wish is my command, Palamon. Sir Arcite, you are free. There is some Athens for your freedom.
Yes! Wait, no!
Ha ha, she'll be mine after all.
So Arcite left the castle, but not for long. He devised a plan. Oh, wait, sorry. So Arcite left the castle, but not for long. He devised a plan to get close to Lady Emily again. He came back in disguise and became Lady Emily's servant, so he could take orders from her lips, touch what she touched, and say what she said. Creepy?
How have I been so lucky to breathe the same air as the lovely Lady Emily? If only Palamon were here, he could see how close I am to getting her. He would be so jealous.
Arcite!
Oh, she calls my name so sweetly.
Arcite 1, Earth is taking you so long. I need my linens. Worst servant ever.
Meanwhile, Palamon sat in his jail cell, longing to get out and be with Emily.
I have to get out, but how could I ever escape?
Okay, Palamon, it's time for me to call tonight. Let me check my to-do list. Clean the cell, check, circle business dinner, check. Yep, that should be everything. Good night, Palamon.
That was definitely not everything. In fact, John had forgotten something very important.
OMG! He didn't lock the door! Now I can go find Lady Emily and we can wed and live happily ever after.
Palamon ran out of jail and into the darkness of the night. Meanwhile, things weren't going so well for Arcite.
I must get away from all this work. Even though Lady Emily's beautiful face motivates me, I don't like to be bossed around. She's kind of intense.
Once Emily was asleep, Arcite snuck away, heading deep into the forest. As he ran through the darkness, he heard a rustle in the bushes. Guess who?
Palamon, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in jail.
What do you mean? What are you doing here? Are you sneaking in the woods to steal my Emily?
Why would I need to steal Emily if she's mine already?
You foop doodle?
You quit, B.
They were so distracted by fighting that they didn't notice Duke Theseus heading towards the clearing.
Well, 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 what do we have here? Seems like Emily's serving the escape prisoner. Busted again. But before I throw you back in jail, what is this quarrel of yours about?
Emily is mine!
No, Emily's mine.
You two are fighting like little boys. Do you want to solve this problem? Fight like men at my jousting tournament tomorrow. Whoever wins gets Emily. The only condition is the other one must die.
You're joking, right? I won't really have to marry one of them, will I?
Emily, if you marry him, you'll suffer for all eternity. If you marry me, you'll live in paradise.
Aren't you my servant?
If you marry him, you'll suffer, believe me. I've lived with him all the days of my life, and he's almost as bad as the devil.
And who are you?
It doesn't matter.
Enough! Tomorrow my jousting tournament. The penalty of your absence, death.
The next day, the jousting venue was full of townsfolk waiting to see the great battle over the lovely Lady Emily.
Welcome, lords and ladies, peasants and other peasants, to a jousting match.
Let the games begin.
The knights mount their horses and they're off. Our side is off to a fast start with lots of power, but Palamon seems to be going very fast as well. Ooh, they missed.
Mine now. Maybe I should have just had them play rock, paper, scissors.
Let's try that again. Arcite and Palamon are charging at each other. Palamon lunges forward with his lance. Ooh, Arcite's lance drops to the ground. Looks like he's going to use his mace.
You're a goner, you pig!
Oh, yeah, I thought you were the pig.
Mine now. There's some action.
The knights are galloping towards each other again. Arcite is ready with his sword, and Palamon is holding up his lance in defense. Ooh, Arcite rode straight into it. Palamon wins!
Finally, a decently good stab.
The cheers of the crowd went silent as Arcite fell to the ground.
Cousin, sweet Emily.
Cousin, what have we done? I didn't mean to. I was wrapped in my love for Emily.
Good job, Arcite.
It's Palamon.
Yes, yes. Well, come now. Take Emily's hand, and you two shall be married on the morrow.
Do I have to? His hair's thin and his mouth looks odd.
Emily, dear, you should be honored.
Honored? I think you mean terrified. Dad, don't make me do this.
Come now, Arcite. You will live in the manor with me and my noble family, and we will be the best family ever.
Ugh, it's still Palamon.
So Palamon took Emily's hand,
Ew, you smell like rotten eggs.
and they lived miserably ever after.
Hooray!
We're the knights of the round table, we are strong and we are able, there's no foe we cannot vanquish, we know right makes might. Sing with me. We're the knights of the round table, we are strong and we are able, there's no foe we cannot vanquish, we know right makes might. Now are we boys or are we men? Men. Are we men or are we knights?
Knights.
Are we knights of the round table?
Yes, your majesty.
Then sing, men. Sing like the men you are.
We're the knights of the round table. We are strong and we are able. There's no foe we cannot vanquish. We know right makes might. We're the knights of the round table. We are strong and we are able. There's no foe we cannot vanquish. We know right makes might. We're the knights of
Wow, what a show that was. Didn't you just love all of the jousting? Oops, I should probably introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Much. Of course you guys already know me, but I'll tell you anyways. I'm one of Robin's merry men. I'm the coolest of them all, of course. Thank you for coming all this way to Sherwood Forest just to see me. This play is called The Amazing Much the Miller's Son. The Rescue of Will Scarlet. I really don't understand why I couldn't be the lead. Will Scarlet is so uptight. He doesn't understand any of my jokes. But my best friend, Robin Hood, is awesome. He tries to act professional and treat me like all the other men, but I know he's just pretending for the rest of them. Anyways, we should start the show. So sit back and relax, and make sure to watch me specifically. This scene starts off with Robin Hood. He asks Will Scarlet and me to collect the rest of his belongings in Loxley Hall. Until the guards, never mind, I might have said too much. Enjoy!
It was just after dawn when Robin had gathered his gang of outlaws, the merry men, in Sherwood Forest. They were hiding out and they began to hear whispers that Robin's former home, Loxley Hall, had been seized.
You, Will Scarlet, and you, Much the Miller's Son, go and scout what is happening at my old home, Loxley Hall.
Your wish is our command, Robin Hood.
And while you're there, I want you to retrieve 2 hidden pouches of mine that contain valuable jewels.
We can sell them and distribute the money to those in need.
We'll do our best, Robin.
So the pair set off through the forest.
We're off to see what happened at Loxley Hall Jazz Hands.
This is going to be a long journey.
The 2 men journeyed through Sherwood Forest until they came to a house built of stone. The sheriff's men stood fronting the structure with a great crowd around them.
Looks like they aren't letting in any of Robin's old tenants or servants.
You wait here at the edge of the forest. I'll fix my hood and pull it down so they can't recognize me.
Yes, sir. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Ooh, sorry, I'll be quiet.
What seems to be happening here?
Good people, in the name of Prince John, this joint is now ours. You can stay if you pay up.
Don't worry, Robin Hood will find a way to fix this.
Will Scarlet tiptoed into Loxley Hall and went upstairs to gather the rest of his and Robin's goods. He moved stealthily to the end of the room, opened a trunk, and lifted 2 pouches out of it.
Oh my God. Here it is. Now we just have to get out of this place.
Will almost slipped away unnoticed, but he unfortunately stepped out of the room just as Sir Guy turned the corner.
You there, stop. Where do you think you're going? Well, lad, what exactly do you have in those bags?
I mean no harm. I was a servant here for 20 years, but there was no work for me now that my old master, Robin Hood, has become a horrible outlaw. Nothing but my old clothes here.
Well, you may know that I, Sir Guy, am now in charge of Loxley Hall, and I don't want people like you working for me. Be on your way.
Thank you, kind sir. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen.
Mormon, the steward who had once served Robin Hood and who had now betrayed him, approached Sir Guy. Suspicious?
Who's that? Just a poor man collecting what was left of his meager belongings.
Sir Guy, I highly suggest you check to see if that man was really carrying. He could be carrying out his master's former goods.
Good point. Stop that man!
Will knew he was being followed.
Much, listen. Here are the jewels. Bring them back to Robin. Oh no, here they come. Hi!
Halt! Good sir, tell me what exactly is in your bags.
My clothing, as I told you before, my garments.
Let us have them. If you are telling the truth, you will be fine.
Yep, he is telling the truth. Old garments. But wait a minute, what are you hiding underneath your cloak? Good Lord, it's Will Scarlet. He can lead us to Robin Hood.
Let's take this traitor away. We'll throw him in the dungeon and prepare him to be hanged.
Let us take him before the sheriff of Nottingham. He used heated irons to get the truth out of him and see if he betrays his master's hiding place.
There's one little tiny problem in your plan, Warman. I'm no lovely traitor like you.
Meanwhile, Much ran as fast as his little legs could carry him.
Robin, I ran as fast as my long and powerful legs could. They captured Will.
He must be rescued, or I myself will die with him. Go tell the others and prepare them for battle. We leave for Nottingham at sunset.
Much and Robin planned their attack late into the night. In the morning, they disguised themselves and headed towards the town square.
I fear that they will hang Will Scarlet at noon. Let us set the prisoner free.
And so Robin Hood and Much set out to find Will Scarlet and set their plan in motion.
I'm no traitor. I will not betray my master.
Don't worry, we'll find him and hang him beside your rotting bones.
Sir, I have one last request before I die.
Go on.
My master, Robin Hood, has never let one of his men die a dishonorable death. Put a sword to my hand and let me fight against your men.
Ha! You really think I give you that chance?
You better believe it, you coward, you.
We're just gonna cut this part out, since some of the following words are not for young ears. Let's skip to the part where he asks the crowd to hang Scarlet.
The hangman went missing this morning. He can't do the hanging.
What? Then who will? Would anyone care to have the pleasure in killing this thief?
I have a grudge that I would like to settle with Will Scarlet.
Good, then come up here. Take it away, old man.
Get ready to run.
And as the old palmer took off his cloak, everybody realized it was really Robin Hood in disguise.
Men of Sherwood, free men of England, save this innocent man from death.
It's Robin Hood!
Go now, leave him be, and no harm will come upon anyone.
Treachery! Down with Robin Hood!
And after a quick sign from Robin Hood, all his men in the crowd ripped off their disguises, they drew their weapons, and the crowd shouted for joy at the sight.
Sheriff, let my friends go, or the first arrow I will shoot will be aimed at you.
You'll pay for this, Robin Hood.
When the sheriff and his guards saw that they were outnumbered, they turned to flee.
Wicked awesome!
I'm sure we will meet again. Come, merry men, let's return to the forest.
Long live Robin Hood! Thank you, Robin, you saved my life.
It is I who should be thanking you. You were willing to die for me. Good people of Nottingham, I will return.
And they headed home to Sherwood Forest to face the sheriff another day.
A special day. Come and see the sport of kings, of gallant offerings. We try to knock one off his horse, and everybody sings. With a hey and a ho and a naughty no, every knight can play. With a hey and a ho and a naughty no, on this jousting day. With a hey and a ho and a naughty no, racing to and fro. With a hey and a ho and a naughty no, a jousting we will go. Every lord so bright and brave, they battle all day long. The horses set a mighty pace, we sing a jousting song. Every knight will have a chance to fight with sword and lance, and when the victory is won, we'll do a jousting dance. With a hey and a ho and a naughty no, every knight can play. With a hey and a ho and a naughty no, on this jousting day. With a hey and a ho and a naughty no, racing to and fro. With a hey and a ho and a naughty no, a jousting we will go. Hey,
Hero.
ho,
Honorable Sheriff of Nottingham, please clap. I'm here to warn you of the petulant fugitive Robin Hood and his repulsive character. Don't forget the fraudulent Maid Marian and her deceitful father, Lord Bismuth. It's been my lifelong dream to put an end to Robin Hood's race. He steals from wealthy people like me and the righteous Michelangelo and gives his wealth to filthy peasants and people. It seems that the dreadful Maid Marian has allied herself with Robin Hood against me and distinguished others like Sir Guy. Are Robin Hood and Maid Marian enemies or lovers? Who knows? I certainly don't, and I certainly don't care. All I care about is taking the revolting Robin Hood down for good. Now, where's my drink? The annual Gamma Festival has started.
Once upon a medieval time, there lived an outlaw named Robin Hood. He was no ordinary outlaw. He stole from the rich, which in this case was the powerful Sheriff of Nottingham and the corrupt Prince John, and others like Sir Guy. Oh, and look, there he is now, at the annual Gamwell Festival. And there's Robin Hood and Maid Marian. The plot thickens. We leave you to watch this story unfold.
This is a fine day to join in song and dance in the forest.
Indeed, I love a merry festival.
Look at all the crowds. I'd say this is the best festival we've ever had.
Sit down. He looks oddly familiar, and so does that shepherdess over there, to be honest.
Show your skills, Cordelia.
Ready?
Aim. Fire. Bullseye. Bow down. Bow down.
Wow, who is that young lady over there, and how's she so good at archery? Wait a minute, she looks a lot like Lord Fitzwalter's daughter, Marian.
I've heard that her name is Clorinda. She's just a lowly shepherdess who often attends these things. I don't know much about her.
Very impressive, milady, but let's see if you're a match for me. Bullseye again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Seems like a tie. It does appear that way, and as a reward for your skill, I claim your hand. My prize is having you claim my hand? Well, I hear that you are Robin Hood of Sherwood Forest, and I Maid Marian, and we must run for it. Marian, how lovely you look.
Robin and Marian, quickly set down.
After him!
Unable to catch the heroes, Sir Guy of Gisborne and Sheriff of Nottingham go to interrogate Lord Fitzwalter, Marian's father. Oh, and look, it seems as though that terrible creep Prince John has joined them.
Lord Fitzwalter, come out immediately.
What is all this racket? Who are you all?
Who am I? Who am I? How dare you?
You complete fool. This is Prince John, who rules in King Richard's seat. And I, the Sheriff of Nottingham, his loyal servant.
Don't you mean Rottingham? Whatever. Prince John, isn't Richard our king?
Silence. My brother is currently away, and I get to run things my way. We are here, looking for the putrid outlaw, Robin Hood. Do you know where he is? Last we saw, he was with your daughter.
My daughter? Nay, sit. She has been upstairs weaving tapestries with her lady-in-waiting, and now she is asleep. Please do not disturb her.
Your Excellency, perhaps we should spend this time looking for Robin instead of waking silly maidens.
Very well.
Honestly, that daughter of mine. Marian, if I found out you snuck out again, you'll be grounded for life.
As Prince John, the sheriff, and Sir Guy take off into the forest after Robin Hood, they come across the band of merrymakers.
Out of the way, peasants, we're looking for Robin.
And could it be his most honorable tyrant, most petulant Prince John?
Now you shut your mouth when you're speaking to me.
Come with us. You're in traitorous company.
No. Marian, get behind me. I'll protect you. I can protect myself. Thank you very much.
We're not leaving without you both in our possession.
Step any farther and I'll shoot you.
Well, that is rich. You think I'm scared of a little girl? Ouch! What are you, little?
Treachery, charge!
And then a great battle of proportions broke out, sending swords into the air and blood on the ground.
Let's run for it!
When Marian returned home that evening, she found her father standing by the door waiting for her.
Oops.
At that moment, there was a furious knock at their door.
Let me in. It's the Sheriff of Nottingham. You're the King's men. Maid Marian, come out.
Please send them away. I'll explain everything.
Oh, frick. Stop.
Sir Guy is gravely injured after your daughter shot him with her arrow. My daughter?
She would never do such a thing.
Really? Well, perhaps we should take you to the prince and you'll have to deal with him yourself.
That was a lumpy jerk.
I want the truth. Did you battle the king's men?
I'm sorry, Father, I did.
Marian, what am I to do with you? Maybe I should lock you high in the tower and keep you safe.
I'd like to see you try. Even if you lock me up, I'll sneak out of the window and run away to Sherwood Forest. Robin Hood and his men will protect me there.
Robin Hood? What is this news? I can hear Prince John coming. Listen carefully. I have an idea.
So Lord Fitzwalker and Marian devised a plan just as Prince John rode up to the castle.
That's enough, young lady. You're grounded. Go to your room.
I would like to know why you sent my sheriff away.
Please pardon me, Prince John. I had mistaken your men trying to gain entry into my castle.
Where's your daughter? She should be hanged after what she did.
I had sent her to her room because she was at the festival so late. Marian! Huh. Where is she?
Look over there. The window is wide open. She must have escaped.
Gone? My little girl? How could she betray me like this?
Have no fear. Robin Hood won't win this time.
Lord Fitzwalker stalled the king's men long enough that Maid Marian made it back to Sherwood Forest in her disguise. But before she could find Robin Hood, she was intercepted by a passing stranger.
Who are you and what are you doing here? I mind my own business, so mind your own.
Well, tell me your name and business here, otherwise we shall fight.
Fine, let's fight.
Robin Hood soon found out that his antagonist was as strong as him in swordsmanship.
How in the world are you as good as me?
Wait, Robin Hood, is that you?
Marian, what are you doing here?
The king's men were after me, so I fled.
Well, then you should live with us for the rest of your days.
Robin Hood then took Marian's hand and led her to his home. There was feasting and dancing that night, and Robin Hood toasted to his new queen.
Let us first toast to our good King Richard and his queen.
And let us drink to the king and queen of Sherwood, Robin Hood and Maid Marian.
Hear,
hear, hear.
For the final part of our show, my classmates and I have written poems about The Inquisitor's Tale by Adam Gidwitz. The Inquisitor's Tale was a novel we read in English class. In this novel are three magical children named Jacob, Jean, and William. Each has their own powers, which they discovered during their journey to Mont Saint-Michel to preserve the Talmuds of France, which are holy Jewish books. Jean is a peasant girl who came from a poor family and soon discovered that she had the power to see the future. Jacob is a Jewish boy who ran from his home that had been set ablaze from a horrible prank and learned that he had the powers to heal others with herbs and prayer. William is a monk in training with superhuman strength. And lastly, Gwen Forte is their faithful and holy greyhound who stayed loyal to the children throughout their journey. Through the main characters' adventures, The Inquisitor's Tale teaches many lessons, including to not judge a book by its cover, to stand up to injustices, and to never give up, but instead persist. Without further ado, here is 6 days poetry for The Inquisitor's Tale.
Jean is a girl who can see the future. She is both brave and thoughtful. In The Inquisitor's Tale, Jean rescues her friend, stops the king from burning the Talmuds, and helps others who are in need. Even though she went through tough times, she still persisted. At the end of her quest, she brings peace to France. Jean's poem, I can see the future, it helps me believe. I will always help those in need. When the king burned the Talmuds, as the flames slowly thrived, My eyes filled with fury and opened wide. Not being afraid to do what is right, I will always stand up and fight. Even if I have to travel far away, I shall do it anyway.
Jacob is a poor Jewish boy who was born in France. One day, after his village was burnt down, he had to go on a journey without his family, just two other children, Jean and William, who were all trying to reach one goal, to save the Jewish Talmuds from being burned. Jacob becomes braver, leans into his natural God-given gifts, and saves the Jewish Talmuds. This is my poem. Jacob, a little peasant boy who was always judged for his Jewish beliefs, his house was burned and he had to flee without his family. Soon Jacob learned of the burned Jewish books that the Blanche of Castile took. Furious, he went on his way to save the day. With the power to heal the hurt through the challenges he faced, Jacob learned to forgive, persist, and resist.
In the courtyard of the powerful and cruel Blanche of Castell's castle, a spark flies up into the air. Blanche and her son, King Louis IX, are going to burn the Jewish Talmuds, and their enemy, the children, cannot stop them. This is a poem about Blanche of Castile. The queen is not caring or kind, she has cruel ideas in her mind. Over the Talmuds the flames rise, an angel sent back to the skies. Her enemy is forced to flee, since she stung them just like the bee. In her kingdom the rules enlist, not one Jewish book can exist. If the children return the sword and lance, farewell, my old Queen Blanche.
Among the crowd at the Holy Crossroads Inn was the nun. She was reclusive and kept to herself. Mysterious and wise, she contributed to telling the tale of the three magical children and their holy dog, from their heroic origins to their treacherous quest of justice and friendship. My poem is called The Nun. She was meticulous, mysterious, mindful, and meek. Small, shrewd, your interest she'll pique. She kept things to herself and stayed within the shadows, wise, wary, the story she knows. Solitary and seated, consuming the ale, recounting the verses of the unknown tale. Silvery hair like that of a crone, unplaceable accent as she intones. We may never know who she may really be. Come sit by the fire and set your burdens free. There's a story to be told to thee.
The nun is a character we meet at the little French inn where our story begins. She acts quiet, but something is hiding beneath that hood. She tells the children's stories so knowingly, you would almost think she was there. Here's my poem. The nun sits in the back, cloaked in black. She knows the stories that we lack, and for telling them, she has a knack. When she starts speaking, no one will be critiquing. Voice soft but strong, she gets nothing wrong. Eyes soft and old, watching as in three children strolled. A mischievous smile plays across her lips. She picks up her ale and sips.
Michelangelo, an angel in disguise, hated at first, loved at last. A man who joins alongside his former enemies, Jacob, John, and William, on a journey to save the Talmuds from being burned. While he is on the journey with them, he grows a very strong friendship with them. Michelangelo gets caught by the French army and gets burned with the books, as he protects Jacob, John, and William from harm. After the children have mourned his death, they magically see Michelangelo again and find out that he is Michelangelo the Archangel sent from heaven to protect the children and the holy Jewish books. The following is my poem about Michelangelo. O Michelangelo, who are you? Which face of yours is true? I had heard the hellish deed you do, a terror to old Teresa too, the wicked fat friar from hell, a monster among men. But then a curtain pulled aside, old Teresa is alive. A different face revealed, who saved us from the abbot's wrath, who led us to a holy path. We wept when you burned for goodness' sake, the pain we felt when you burned at the stake. But like a phoenix from the fire, a friar is reborn. But the truth revealed, a friar is no more. An angel from up high, not a demon from below.
that's your grail. So be strong, keep right on to the end of your song. Do not fail, find your grail, find your grail, find your grail. Life is really up to you, you must choose what to pursue. Set your mind on what you find, and there's nothing you can't do. So keep right to the end. You'll find your goal, my friend. You won't fail. Find your grail. Find your grail. Find your